Today I'm going to introduce the world and a lot of younger people and foreign people around the world to one of the greatest bands between 1975 and 1995 called Siouxsie and the Banshees. They hail from Britain. They wrote some of the most iconic songs and they were so ahead of their time that Dear Prudence is one of their songs, and that even now when you listen to it, it feels so 2021. They were people who wrote for the future, created a whole new wave of music that appealed to people who wanted to be different, not gothic, even though she has a gothic look about her in certain. Siouxsie, the lead singer, in quite a lot of her videos, heavy makeup and everything. She was brightly dressed and it was red lipstick and it wasn't all black. But she wore a persona that portrayed an image of enlightenment, that it was testing the water even at that stage. You can be different. You can sing like she did, and she had an incredible voice, incredible range of musicians around it that and all came together, the Banshees, to produce epic music. Today it's a remembrance day for me, and I really want to play this because I feel after a pandemic we need to hear this kind of music from the past. We all have our favorites, but a lot of people don't know Siouxsie and the Banshees, and I want to reintroduce them to you in the most beautiful way. This ballad to me holds personal memories, personal feelings of my ex who introduced me to this song. And it was a song that they absolutely adored. It was called The Last Beat of My Heart. And it was a song that was played at his funeral as well when he died. And I won't go into all of that. But I do love this song, and I think a lot of people need to hear the lyrics, need to remember the band, and the band's description is below because I know after this single you'll be curious to find out more, so the links are there for you. I want you to savor what I would call lyrically the most inspirational lyrical song ever wrote. Take a listen. It's in a black and white. It mightn't be 100%, but listen to the words. That's what I'm asking, because this is my way of giving you calmer, peace, tranquility, and bringing it into your day in the most beautiful way. And music does that if it's the right music. It doesn't always have to be classical. Sometimes it just has to be music like this.
In the sharp gust of love, my memory stood when time wreathed a rose, a garland of shame. Its thorn, my only delight, war torn, afraid to speak. We dare to breathe. Majestic imperial
I have to take a bit of a deep breath because it's a very, very powerful song. We'll get into the lyrics because Susie and the Banshees, first of all, were a British rock band formed in London in 1976 by vocalist Susie Suggs and the bass guitarist Stephen Severin. They've been widely influential both in their contemporaries and with later acts. Q Magazine included John Mackay's guitar playing on Hong Kong Garden in their first of 100 greatest guitar tracks ever, while Mojo rated guitarist John McCutch in their list of 100 great guitarists of all time for his work on Spellbound. The Times cited the group as one of the most audacious and uncompromising musical adventures of the post-punk era. You wouldn't associate the post-punk era leading up to it with songs as powerful as that. But that is what this group was all about, and they need to be remembered for the greatness that they are. I'm a huge fan. The first verse: in the sharp gust of love my memory stirred, when time wreathed a rose, a garland of shame, its thorn my only delight. War-torn, afraid to speak, we dared to breathe. Majestic, imperial, a bride of sighs, solitude sails in a wave of forgiveness on angel wings. Reach out your hands, don't turn your back, don't walk away. How in the world can I wish for this, never to be torn apart, close to you, till the last beat of my heart? How in the world can I wish for this, never to be torn apart, close to you, till the last beat of my heart? In my case, they were the words that really ring home for me. We have all suffered greatly in life, and I think those words we will all get a different meaning out of. As the verse says, majestic, imperial, a bride of sighs. That's what a loved one is to you. Whether it be a family member or a friend or somebody you've heard of or idolized on television, that's how you feel about them. And there's always a bride of sighs and solitude sails, which, in other words, your thoughts that, oh, I should have done that moment, oh, I should have done that. And it's almost like the saying, two ships that pass in the night, what you should have done and what ought to have happened. Sometimes you reflect and it's very painful. At the close of the day the sunset cloaks these words in a shadow play. Here and now, long and loud, my heart cries out, and the naked bone of an echo says, don't walk away. It's poetry in motion, isn't it? These words. At the close of every day, if a relationship is broken or a person is taken away from you, without you having a say in the matter, like a sudden death or the finality of a situation that leads to them just leaving with a note left on the table, that kind of thing, you just feel totally isolated, lost, shattered and angry all in one. And every day feels the same. At the close of every day the sunset soaks. The sun goes down, and as it goes down the depression sets in again. And in your mind you're echoing the words, don't walk away, don't walk away, I need you here. It says reach out your hands and just step away. Whether it's spiritually or whether on the earth, sometimes we need to touch them one last time and say, I am so in love with you, don't walk away, stay. But then there's times where you have to let go and accept. As it says, how in the world can I wish for this? Nobody does. Never to be torn apart, close to you to the last beat of my heart. Your first love will always be your true love. Even if you marry and have children, that first love will always be with you to the last beat, even if it's a secretive love, to the last beat of your heart. If it's a love you've been with until their dying day, their love will be with you until your dying day, even if it's a parent or a sibling. And it finishes, how in the world can I wish for this, never to be torn apart to the last beat, to the last fleeting beat. So it changes to the last beat of my heart, to the last fleeting beat of my heart. The question will always remain, why? I'll get through life, but why did it have to happen? And it's just one of those things in life we are not meant to get the answer to. I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the song. Siouxsie and the Banshees lyrics with the description. I hope you follow it through.